What's up, big fella?
What's going on, man?
How we doing, brother?
Pretty good.
Glad to hear it, man.
By yourself, rocking solo again?
Yeah, Zoe's out sick again, so handling business, baby. It's a good thing I'm damn good at my job, Rashad. That's all I'm saying.
Somebody's got to do it.
Oh, Lord. Thursday mornings at 8:40. We head right up the road to Charlotte, North Carolina, and welcome in a young man who hosts the Panther Nation podcast. If you're a fan of that football team up in Charlotte, he is your go-to guy. Rashad Beard joins us here on the show. What's up, big fella? Missed you last week. Good to have you back, partner.
Yep, good to be back. It's almost like, I'm almost empty without you, man. Like, I'm so used to doing this.
I mean, listen, I've carved the time out on the slot. I get the Twitter DM saying my kids are more important than you. I got to live with it. It is what it is. I get it, buddy.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Let's talk some ball. Let's talk some ball, pal. OTAs underway up there in Charlotte, and I do not think that there is a question that folks are asking more than what do the wide receivers look like?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. It's good to see, T-Mac go out there and look good, get some connection going with Bryce. But most of the buzz has been around Xavier Legette and his, transformation. We all know some of the struggles he dealt with last season, and now that T-Mac is here, some of that pressure has been lifted off of him, which we kind of talked about earlier. But it's good to see that he's locked in. Canales said he's big, he's fast. So that's what you want to see. You want to see this guy kind of take that step forward and forget about last season and continue to build. And now that he's wide receiver 2 for all intents and purposes, that pressure is now relieved. So that's good. I mean, you still got Jimmy Horn Jr. out there. The lights are still bright for him, which is all great news. Special teams aspect is going to be big for him. Kind of see him in the return game, but he still looks like a solid contributor when it comes to potentially playing in the slot. It's going to carve out a little bit of a role somewhere in this offense. And then Hunter Renfrow is the wild card, man. That he's the ultimate wild card. If he pans out, all things are going to be well in the Carolinas. And we got a little bit of some competition going on. I don't know if we're going to keep 6 or 7, but it's going to be really, really tough in that room. That's what you like to see ultimately as a Carolina Panthers fan.
All right, let's talk about some of these dudes individually. I said this off season, and obviously I'm a big fan. I've covered him when he was down here with the Gamecocks, covering him now with the Panthers, Rashad Beard. But my biggest offseason question mark was XL in the hands. Xavier Legette had some big plays last year that ended up not being big plays because of the drops. I think he knows that. I think he's acknowledged it. I've watched him kind of become a media darling, right? Like they sent him up to the Derby to go be the NFL's correspondent, which, by the way, effing hilarious. I don't care what anybody says, but I think he's also made the point of, I know where my deficiencies were. I want to be a better player, be a better wide receiver. Look, we're 2 days into to effectively shell practice now. We're not going to know if he's ready for upgrading in competition, but has he looked more confident, more consistent, year number 2? Has he shown you in the OTAs so far what you've wanted to see to have some hope for XL moving forward to be that solid 1 or 2 receiver, depending on how it shakes out with Ted?
Yeah, I think that unfortunately I don't have eyes on the ground, so it's all hearsay and what the reporters are saying. So I have to go by secondhand. You know what I mean? And with all the reports out there from the coaches and from the reporters, that XL does look good. I agree with you. I think that he is handling the criticism quite well. I mean, it could go one or two ways when you have a season like he did, with the expectation being as high as they were, with him being a first round pick. And it wasn't. It was a little bit of a flop. And so I think he's handling everything well. He answers the questions about T-Mac coming in very well. It looks like ultimately they all want to win, and that's what you want to hear. So I'm hearing what I want to hear from him. I'm hearing from what others are seeing. I'm hearing all that. It's all sounding great for XL. Now, it's all going to depend. The rubber's going to hit the road when it comes to joint practices and training camp. How is he going to fare? And I mean, one step at a time. And I think step one, getting through OTAs for XL, I think he's accomplished that so far. And again, to stay away from the injuries. Injury bug hasn't bitten us in the wide receiver room too much. So let's stay healthy, and hopefully he'll have a great sophomore season.
What about Tedo McMillan? I mean, obviously the big question for him, I think we know about the body control. We know about the ability to go up and get jump balls. You know, my tag during the draft was this dude turns 50-50 balls into 75-25 balls in favor of your football team. But obviously that's all going to depend on his connection, his chemistry with Bryce Young. What do we know about what Tets look like through rookie minicamp and through the first couple of days of OTAs?
Yeah, T-Mac is looking great. I think that they're seeing what they want to see out of him. What I like to see, and I've seen a couple clips from this, and this is kind of things where you're looking way deep. You got the X-ray vision on, but what I like to see is that he's working one-on-one with the wide receivers coach. He's trying to get the little nuances in his game up to par so that when it comes to go time, he can be ready to go. So I oftentimes see highlights of him off to the side, kind of getting those little tips and tricks on how to be a better receiver, the releases, the little thing, the hand fighting, stuff like that. You're starting to see those clips, and I'm really excited about that. And again, I don't want to jump out the window and say, oh, he's going to have a 1,200 yard, 1,300 yard season, but it's hard not to get excited to see T-Mac out there. And again, that connection, like you just mentioned with Bryce Young, is going to be very key, very pivotal. And I think that backyard football, when Bryce starts to extend the plays and you say, T-Mac, hey, go get it, I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be exciting to see in Carolina.
All right, let's talk about anybody else. I know you mentioned Jimmy Horn Jr. a minute ago.
Yep.
You and I talked about the Thursday after the draft, how that guy could very well end up being kind of that diamond in the rough 7-rounder that you're looking for. He's got the athleticism. He was obviously kind of overlooked as a guy at Colorado because of Travis Hunter and Shador, et cetera, et cetera. Anything to stand out? Are we just going to kind of lean on him being a special teams guy that can maybe come in and be a game changer in a 5-wide set?
Yeah, I think we got to pump the brakes with Jimmy Horn. I think that a lot of Panthers fans are extremely excited. He had a great rookie minicamp, and still stacking days and OTAs. I think his role starting out is going to be likely on special teams, and I think he can take the Steve Smith route. I don't want to put that on him, right? It's very popular to say Steve Smith started in special teams as a returner, and then got it going and made contributions as a wide receiver, eventually becoming a wide receiver 1. I don't fully see that track for Jimmy Horn Jr., but I do expect to see him contribute in maybe the jet sweeps role, because he's got speed, right? That's the thing with him, is the speed aspect to his game. And that's what is missing from this Carolina Panthers wide receiver group. When you look at everything out there, XL's got speed, but a lot of these guys aren't burners. Jimmy Horn Jr. is the burner. So you're going to see him out there. In some cases, there's going to be a package for him to get out there and touch the football. But again, I don't expect it to be, an every down wide receiver or anything like that in the near future. I'm excited. I'm excited for him.
Where are we at with the tight end room? I know that was kind of another question mark that we had coming into this. And again, I know, Rashad, we're in a spot where 2 days into OTAs, like, I don't want to sit here and go, oh, we're doomed, or oh, it's Super Bowl or bust. But, we want to start answering some questions. Where are we at with the tight end room?
Yeah, very important with the tight end room. I think, we got news that Tommy Tremble got back surgery. So he's going to end up starting the season on the PUP, which means he's probably going to miss the first 4 games of the season, which opens up a pathway for Mitchell Evans. I think Mitchell Evans is a guy I'm extremely excited about. I like them going back to Notre Dame. He has some injury issues, but if he can stay healthy, I think he's going to be those 4 games. I think he can contribute. He's a very good blocker, a very good receiver. I think he's a better receiving threat than Tommy Tremble. Not quite as good as a blocker, but I think that He's definitely a better receiving threat than Tommy Tremble. And then you got Jatavion Sanders, who's still making plays from what I'm hearing in OTA. So I think the tight end group is going to be solid. I think, this is, dare I say, one of the most solid, wide receiver tight end group we've had in a long, long time. If you look at the totality of the room, we haven't had it. We haven't seen it, man. We have not seen groups like this in Carolina in a long, long time. And so I'm excited. It's hard not to, it's hard not to get excited about it, man. But I think the tight end group is going to be fine as long as Tommy Tremble comes back at week 5.
It is May 29th, and Rashad's starting to feel some kind of way about the 2025 Panther season. Rashad Beard from the Panther Nation podcast joins us Thursdays at 8:40 to talk Panther football. Canales and BY, after OTA Day 1 back on Tuesday, both of them came out, said, this year's different. We got a full off season. We're carrying a playbook from one year to the next. BY is carrying an OC from one year to the next for the first time. Both of them said the important part is the foundation's already there. The bottom's already built. Now we get to tinker. Now we get to tool. Now we get to mess around a little bit. Obviously, we're going to have no idea what those wrinkles are going to be 2 days in. But 2 days in, have you heard about? Have you seen any different? I watched an interview with BY after OTA yesterday, and my dude just looks different. He just sounds different, right? He looks and sounds like a quarterback now, and not a guy who's looking over his shoulder all the time. And now the question mark's going to be: can he take that confidence, put it in the offense, and allow Canellis to tinker a little bit in the heat of the moment? Where do you fall on hearing those comments from those two cats?
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. This is what you expect. And again, something else we haven't seen in Carolina in a long time. Back-to-back years with the same offensive coordinator and head coach. Wow, this is almost like an anomaly. We've never seen this in Carolina. It's been years since we've seen it before. So I'm excited about it. We get to start from a good starting point, having the same guys in place and then just building off of it. And so it's very, very good to hear that the guys are more confident. I'm really, really excited about this. I really think that Bryce Young is going to continue to stack upon how he ended the season last year. And I mean, it's nowhere to go but up. I mean, he's got better weapons. He's got the same offensive line, which is a top 10 group last year. So Bryce confidence should be walking with a different swagger. I hope that he's excited about it, because I am. And I think Panther Nation should be as well. So I'm excited to hear about it. I wish we had more opportunities to see it. I wish we could all go to training camp and view the lovely practices that we are used to seeing around here. But unfortunately, that won't be the case. But I'm excited to hear about it for sure. With seeing the tinkers in the offense and Bryce being more confident in it for sure.
All right, what is Rashad Beard? Before we let you go, what's the storyline for you in OTAs? What are you looking forward to? What do you keep an eye on? What's the story that the PNP is going to be following most closely over the next couple of days?
Yeah, with all the talk, we spent most of this show about looking at the offense. I think I'm going to be looking and hearing. Ears going to be to the streets for the defense, right? Evero had a press conference yesterday, talked about the defense and the changes and all that, talked about the new addition to Sean Wharton and all these guys. I want to see how he's going to utilize the rookies, Princely, Nick Gordon. I want to see how all this is going to come together. Is the secondary, are we good there? Are we going to add another person in that room? All eyes for me are on the defense, because I think that's really where the success lies for the Carolina Panthers organization next season, right? It has to be how good the defense is. And I think if that defense does not take a large step forward, and I'm not saying they need to be top 10 by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying top 15. Give me top 15, and I think this team could be very solid. The addition of Derek Brown back into the room, all these guys, I'm looking forward to see how this defense is going to put it together and be a top 15 defense. That's what I want to see. That's where my eyes are going to be focused on this for the rest of the OTAs.
Rashad Beard, hosts the Panther Nation podcast. You can follow them on X at Panther Nation PC. More importantly, get to the YouTube channel, get subscribed, turn that bell on so you don't miss when they go live all the damn time, including every Thursday at 8:40 a.m. when Rashad pulls up to the Rob Brown Show. My guy, enjoy the rest of OTAs. We'll talk to you next week, and we'll see if we got any storylines to follow, big dog.
Yeah, appreciate that. We almost at 25,000 subscribers, so come on through. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you. Keep pounding, guys.
Well, I'm already there, or I'd help. But go get him, big dog. Rashad Beard, appreciate you, fella.
It.
You got it. That is the man, the myth, the legend. Rashad Beard shows up again every Thursday at 8:40 to talk Panther football with us here on the show. Coming up to open up the next hour of the broadcast, Hating Ass Mario Herron from the BetMGM Network will show up. We'll talk some NBA playoffs after I do this. The Women's College Softball National Championship tournament starts today in Oklahoma City. Bracket 1 includes number 2 Florida versus number 6 Texas at noon. Number 2 Oklahoma versus number 7 Tennessee at 2:30. Bracket 2, number 12 Texas Tech versus unranked Ole Miss at 7 o'clock. And number 9 UCLA versus number 16 Oregon at 9:30. The double